Hey everybody, this is going to be a new one. I've never done a video walking before, especially not walking down a road and trying to film at the same time, but we'll see how this goes. So today's topic is all about alumni networks. That can be alumni of a university, that could be alumni of your company, that could be, there are a lot of different alumni networks that exist out there. Depending on whether you are part of a fraternity in your university or if you are part of a religious group, there are a lot of different ways in which networks outside of the current company you work for can be helpful in your career. Some of these include things like being able to network for jobs that you want. You know, like one of the things that I really have enjoyed doing as part of my career is coming out here to Oregon State University. So this video I'm filming from Corvallis, Oregon. I just went back here. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's see. Oh, actually, it's around the corner. You can't see it. But I just went and took a walk, taking a call for work to the Irish moss covered bridge. It's like a covered bridge that's here at the university. And so coming to campus and seeing some of these things that are built gives me an opportunity when I come to events to have something to chat about with people. That's not work related, because a lot of people don't want to talk about work or about jobs. They want to get to know you and then figure out how you can be valuable. So yeah, small talk actually does kind of matter sometimes. Sorry, I apologize. I just used the word kind of, and that is no-go. I don't like filler words like that. I think that they make you sound not confident, and I want you to think I sound confident. That's part of why I do these videos. It's not just out of the goodness of my heart. It's for me to get practice talking to the camera, talking to people, exuding some level of confidence that I can then have in front of the customer, and then they will buy things from me. This is not a charity, this is a business. So, but what I want to get out of this is for you to be thinking about ways that your existing relationships can help you in finding a new role, in making an existing sale, in networking with people that are involved in a technology that you like, people that are involved in a technology you compete against. You may be surprised to find out that people that you compete against are actually very interested in meeting you. So don't feel scared that, you somebody that you know that you went to college with is a competitor. I'll give you a great example. So I, in addition to having a degree from Oregon State, also have a degree from a small liberal arts school in Virginia. And one of the sales engineers for a small company that got bought by NVIDIA happens to be a guy that I used to play in the jazz band with at this small university at Roanoke College. And we've caught up and talked a couple of times. And it's interesting because technically he's a competitor of mine. The software that he sells, or that he's the sales engineer for, competes against me. But, he's working with public sector customers. He's in Washington, D.C. I live in Oregon. I'm on the other side of the globe in a completely, or not in the globe, other side of the country in a completely different line of work. I work with telecoms primarily. So we have some things that are interesting in common, but we don't really step on each other's business. And I think you'll often find that ends up being the case with folks that you went to school with or people that you worked in a previous company with. You probably aren't going to be, unless you are like that dyed in the wool, I'm going to stay at the same company for 20 years kind of person. I don't think your network is really going to end up stepping on your toes quite the way you think it would, or quite the way that media often portrays. It's a very different world in 2026 than it was 20 years ago. Even a completely different world than it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we didn't have the attention is all you need paper. And now AI is all that anyone can talk about. So the world changes very rapidly. You will always find that there are different things that you need to learn and different people in your network that you can rely on when you need to learn those things. Another thing about your alumni network is that these people may not necessarily be in tech. Like a lot of my videos are all about tech. But when you are a sales engineer or you're a principal engineer, you may end up finding that some of the people that you went to school with are customers or they may end up being experts in a field that directly impacts your customer. Another example of this would be, I had a guy that I was an intern with at Intel, and he ended up dropping out of school and leaving Intel and going and becoming a firefighter. But when he came back, he actually lives here in Corvallis. He came back here, and now he works for a company in the energy industry. And it's really fascinating to catch up with him and have conversations, because a lot of the issues that are happening in the national discourse on energy are things that affect telecoms, because telecoms are huge data centers. They have large numbers of nodes that they have to power and work with. So a lot of the conversations that we have, around this energy topic, it's relevant to me. It's relevant to my customer. They want to reduce their power usage. They want to be able to automate with less stuff. So it's interesting to see that when you reach out to people that you work with, or reach out to folks that you went to school with, there's often way more valuable information than you think you're going to have. And one of the ways that you can keep having that valuable information is by keeping up with your alumni department. I'm probably the only person I know of at my job that actually has a regular working relationship with my school's alumni department. I know the coordinator, Christina, by name, and I see her twice a year. That's a resource that I have. And maybe if I decide I want to go back to school and get a master's degree or a PhD in artificial intelligence, if that's something I really wanted to do, something I've thought about, I now have an in at a major university that I happen to have gone to, and I've built a relationship there where I can go and do that. So it really is nice to be able to keep your options open and understand what it is that you're working on, but also understand who the people are in your neighborhood. And don't be a stranger. Actually maintain social relationships. Pop them an email every 3 months or so and say, how are you doing? It's actually kind of hard. Keeping up with people in the 21st century is actually pretty hard, because our social networks are no longer Dunbar's number size. They're not 150 people in your town. My personal social network is roughly 4,000 people. That's a lot of people. I don't remember all of them necessarily, but it's I have to use automated tools to help me out with that process and vet people, and every once in a while just kind of ignore certain people that are dangerous or that are politically unpalatable, or whatever the case may be. But you're gonna have a network of people that and you should take advantage of it. That's part of what makes business valuable. Otherwise, we might as well just all be sitting at home programming. And maybe that's what you want to do eventually, or maybe that's what you want to do next year. But for now, the best way that I know of to make money, and the best way that I know of to feel like you are having value and impact on people, is to get out there and talk to people. That's just how it works. Who knows? Maybe the person that you sell to might become your next VC for your startup or whatever. You never know where your career is going to take you. And I've certainly found value in being on the revenue side of engineering. I think it's really great. But it may not be my forever home. And I have to be cognizant of that. And I would rather build bridges to other people and be able to keep up with relationships so that if circumstances do change, I have options. Because money's great, but options are even better. And money technically buys you options, but it doesn't buy you the same kind of options that relationships do. So I would say keep your options open. Be thinking about how you want to treat people and how other people can help you. And I will leave you with that. I have an alumni event to go to, and I'll see you later.